Has Florentino Perez actually lost it? Word is, he's ready to splash a massive 190 million quid on Bayern's biggest star. Meanwhile, Barcelona are looking to offload their key man at the back, and Liverpool, they're reportedly ready to drop 70 million on Adam Wharton. All this and much more in today's episode. Before we get into the news, give it a like. It genuinely helps more than you'd think. Done? Let's dive straight in. It looks like Jules Kounde has already played his last game for Barcelona. Spanish outlet Fichajes are reporting that the 27-year-old is on the radar of 3 Premier League heavyweights: Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. The Catalans have slapped a price tag of somewhere between 50 and 70 million quid on the Frenchman, and Transfermarkt have him valued at 52 million, which, by today's completely unhinged market standards, is almost reasonable. So why are Barca so willing to let him walk? Simple. Hansi Flick has lost all faith in the defender. The German demands total concentration, relentless intensity, and absolute defensive reliability, and Kounde spent the back end of this season essentially gifting goals to the opposition. Flick wants this sorted before the World Cup wraps up. No loose ends, no transfer sagas dragging into August. The club need the cash and the breathing room. Kounde's deal runs until 2030, so the leverage sits firmly in Barcelona's corner. Where does he end up then? Liverpool desperately need a centre-back this summer. Yes, there's an agreement in place for young Jeremy Jacquet, but Ibrahima Konaté left on a free, and Virgil van Dijk's career is quietly rolling downhill. With a hole that size in the middle of your defence, signing a centre-half isn't a choice. It's a necessity. Chelsea have been circling Kounde for a while. They need a long-term partner for Levi Colwill. And United? They know Maguire is running on borrowed time at the top level. The search for his replacement can't be delayed much longer. Kounde is at his physical peak right now, and his pace and athleticism were built for the Premier League. His Spanish chapter appears to be closing. Florentino Perez has been re-elected as Real Madrid president, and, right on cue, the old man's transfer appetite has come roaring back. Spanish outlet Marca are reporting that the boss of Los Blancos has become completely obsessed with Michael Olise. He's the main target this summer. The price? Madrid are apparently ready to put 190 million pounds on the table for Bayern Munich, and that might not even be the final offer. Extraordinary. While that kind of money is being thrown around, your like costs absolutely nothing, and some of you are still holding out on it. This isn't Barcelona's budget. Hitting that button won't get you sold to a streaming platform or forced to mortgage your studio. Show some support. Give the channel a boost so the YouTube algorithm works for us as efficiently as Florentino works the transfer market. Now, remember those reports about Atletico's supposed 130 million pound offer for Julian Alvarez? Bin it. Spanish journalists are now saying it was pure theatre, a carefully staged bluff designed to blow up Barcelona's deal and give the Catalans a proper headache. Nothing personal, just business. Pulling the same trick with Olise will be considerably harder, mind you. Bayern president Herbert Heiner has already activated full siege mode and declared the Frenchman completely untouchable. But when has a statement like that ever stopped Perez? He's ready to play hardball and table a figure north of 175 million pounds. Madrid see Olise as the natural foil for Kylian Mbappé, somebody who can be the difference maker on the right, who carries himself with the right presence, and who frankly looks like the player that's been missing at the Bernabeu for the last 2 years. That said, Real Madrid's wallet isn't bottomless. The finances are healthy, but somebody will likely have to go before next season to make this work. Fede Valverde and Aurelien Tchouameni are the names under the spotlight, particularly after their recent falling out at the Valdebebas training ground. Both are being watched very closely right now. Football chemistry is a funny thing though. Cast your mind back to France versus Senegal. That razor-sharp, perfectly timed through ball from Olise into Mbappe's run. That's the kind of instinctive connection Madrid simply didn't have last season. In the end, Olise will probably decide his own fate. And Florentino, as history keeps reminding us, tends to get what he wants. Marcus Rashford's future remains, as ever, a complete mystery. Manchester United are currently expecting the winger to return for pre-season after the World Cup. His contract runs until 2028, and following 3 weeks of holiday, he's due back at Carrington. Everyone knows, though, that if a transfer gets done before that moment, the picture changes entirely. His loan at Barcelona gave the 28-year-old the reset he badly needed after a horrendous 2024 at Old Trafford. 28 goal contributions in Spain, a decent showing at the World Cup, and suddenly there's a queue forming again. A permanent departure after 21 years in the club's system looks increasingly inevitable, especially now that a release clause of £40 million has surfaced this week. Any top club outside of City and Liverpool can trigger that. Barcelona themselves passed on their £26 million purchase option. They went for Anthony Gordon instead. So a return to Catalonia is now only realistic in late August, and only if time pressure forces another loan. So where does he go? ESPN are reporting that Rashford himself would prefer to stay at United, but if anyone in England can change his mind, it's Aston Villa. He's openly spoken about his admiration for Unai Emery, publicly thanking him for the international recall. There's also Newcastle, who've got a vacancy on the left after Gordon's departure, and could bring Rashford in for roughly half what they received for him. And then there's Bayern Munich hovering in the background. He'd be a sharp rotation option on the flanks, and genuine cover for Kane, who's absolutely flourished in Munich. Worth noting too that Bayern have decided against signing Nicolas Jackson permanently from Chelsea. The next episode belongs to Marcus. Chelsea are at it again with their elaborate transfer market chess moves. This time, the Blues are looking to offer Juventus striker Nicolas Jackson as a makeweight in a deal to bring Andrea Cambiaso to West London. Why the convoluted structure? It's all about the fullback positions. The club have officially confirmed Marc Cucurella's sale to Real Madrid for a tidy £51 million, and that gap in the backline needs filling immediately. Cambiaso is a wanted man. Manchester City nearly took him in January, and Barcelona have been sniffing around too. Talks are already underway, with Chelsea opening at £24 million. Juventus, squeezed financially and needing to balance the books by the end of the month, are holding out for closer to £35 million. So Chelsea threw Jackson into the equation. The Senegalese forward has returned from his loan at Bayern Munich and ticks every box Juve are looking for up front. That sweetener could well be enough to tip the balance London's way. The tactical logic under Xabi Alonso is straightforward. The team are shifting to a back three, and Cambiaso is the kind of player that system was invented for, equally comfortable on the left, the right, or tucking into midfield. A natural fit for the preferred 3-4-3. Barcelona are apparently trying to muscle in with a package of their own unwanted players, according to the Gazzetta dello Sport. But Chelsea's offer is considerably more practical. Players like this don't hang around at that price. Liverpool's summer rebuild is slowly building momentum, and it seems the scouts at Anfield have identified their primary tactical target. According to Team Talk, the club have set their sights on Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace. The asking price? Brace yourselves. Upwards of £70 million. Work on getting the deal done is already ramping up. Andoni Iraola is now the man in the dugout at Anfield, and his football demands the right balance in central midfield. Control, press, progressive play from deep. Last season showed a clear drop-off in that department, and the 22-year-old Wharton looks like the most logical answer to the problem. The midfielder is reportedly keen on the move to Merseyside himself, which is the key card Liverpool hold here. FSG have already indicated they're prepared to back the transfer fully. Richard Hughes needs to get this squad built around the new manager's needs, and he needs to do it quickly. Now, it turns out 80% of you are regular visitors here, but still haven't subscribed. You're behaving exactly like FSG, watching, assessing, deliberating endlessly, but never quite pulling the trigger. Be more decisive than Iraola. Subscribe and hit the bell right now, so you never miss a video and you're always first to the news. Pre-season starts here. There's another layer to this one as well. Wharton is English. In a summer where homegrown quota rules are going to be monitored more strictly, bringing in a midfielder already proven in the Premier League keeps the squad flexible, getting Crystal Palace to agree, mind you. That's its own special kind of torture. Remember how they dug their heels in over Mark Guehi? The Eagles know exactly how to make negotiations as painful as possible, and Wharton's contract running until 2029 means they can name their price and sit back. If Liverpool spend the next 2 months hoping Palace blink first and offer a late discount, they'll end up with nothing. 70 million for a player without a superstar profile will absolutely be the subject of some very heated debates in the pubs across Merseyside. But you don't build anything meaningful by getting cold feet when the market opens. Iraola wants Wharton in pre-season training, not at 11 PM on deadline day.